Oh, I'm angled. No! There we go. Okay. Did my first full week of subbing for one person, and then I'm jumping. See, I just did a sub job yesterday, and that video will come up probably tomorrow, or maybe tonight. And yeah, I did a first full week of one subject. I mean, I did that in student teaching, but I had full control of the class, and I did, okay. Well, I think it was something important, something that I was able to learn from. It was social studies, wasn't music. Let me talk about a little bit of the mishaps and successes that I had, and maybe that you are dealing with, or as a main teacher, or as a sub. And I guess I should talk about how I basically landed this because I just so happened to grab another social studies class, and I was talking to other people, networking. One thing, I don't actually eat with other teachers. I just eat on my own. I just sit in my own little office and go. And I don't eat with anybody because I just don't want to talk because I feel like I do enough talking in class. But maybe that'll change. But anyways, as I was teaching, I was able to do some project stuff with other teachers, which is what they were doing already. So I got to meet them and talk to them a little bit. And then the week sub job came up. I was like, okay. Someone came up to me and talked about it. I okayed it, and I was like, let's do it. I'm already doing social studies. Might as well go for another 7 more days. So that happened. I did that. And some of the problems, not some of the problems, some of the things that happened I was able to learn from. I think last time we talked about my 3 pillars. It was like confidence. It was like fake confidence. Something else. Oh, what were they? I can just pull it. Hold up. I am looking YouTube. I didn't click the URL. YouTube. It was fake confidence. It was something. Oh, wait, here we go. Don't worry, this is fine. Everything's fine. Oh, that's how I sound? Oh. No. Confidence, being reactive, or proactive instead of reactive. Most of the time. And something else. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I worked on that, and maybe it'll come back to my brain later. And I'm sick, of course, because duh. But let's see. Some things that came up as success for moi would probably be rapport, confidence, and being proactive / reactive. Those are the 3 things. Rapport was awesome. I was doing questions of the days and kind of just teaching off kilter a little bit, not saying things just to put in their brain. I'm saying it so that they can either connect it to previous material, they can find it interesting to hear my inflection, and that also emphasizes important words that they may need to write down or remember. I was pulling out some jokes because, being funny is actually a really good attention getter and mind focuser. You can lose a class like that, but don't go too far and, find yourself being unproductive. There's balance to that. And I was ripping things out. I built, a great relationship with these kids. Of course, I have my own troublesome ones that are more energetic than others. How did I deal with that? First off, the first 4 days, I was very reactive. I was like, John, it was faster than that. I would be teaching, blah, blah, blah. John, stop talking. And then I move on to something else, blah, 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 blah. John, last time, blah, 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 blah. And that'd be the same, that'd be the thing. Only take like 2 or 3 times, barely 3 times, maybe once on Thursday. But 2 times, and this is multiple people, I'm just saying John is like plural. Through Monday, through Wednesday. So I did something on Friday, and I did one on Thursday as well. But I moved a kid, either one closer to me, which is what I did to one of them, and then one out to the hallway to see how that worked. I didn't like the hallway thing. I even used that yesterday in my other sub job, which was also social studies, which is why I didn't feel like I wanted to make a video on that. I could do one about being sick and teaching, but we'll talk about that. Anyways, because I did the question of the day and I did the attendance, and he found himself talking, I was like, all right, Jack, we're going to figure out how to let you learn better. And this is a little grunt work. This is what your teacher wants us to do. I'm going to have you work in the hallway and see how that works. And he goes, am I in trouble? No, you're not in trouble. I'm putting you out there to see if you can be more productive in your work. So that means I'm in trouble. And I'm like, oh. So we had this little rant for a little bit. I pulled him out, talked to him a little bit. And then, unfortunately, because he is the labeled bad kid of whatever at the school, people walking down the hallway would be like, what happened now, Jack? Jack's like, I was put out here because I'm in trouble. And I'm like, Jack, you're not in trouble. Stop saying that. And then they're like, oh, you're not in trouble? And Jack's like, yeah, I'm in trouble. Jack, you're not in trouble. But anyways, it worked out a little bit. And it allowed me to teach my class a little better. It allowed him to learn a little better. But that's probably not a long-term solution. And as a sub, you kind of only have short-term solutions, which kind of sucks. So I'm really excited to get this long-term sub going and see how that kind of correlates and what things actually fail when you're actually teaching. Subbing is teaching, but you know what I mean. You have full control of their grades, attendance, how you implement the curriculum and stuff. It's different. There's a lot more stress. But anyways, I moved another kid, being proactive, I did this on like Tuesday. I was like, I didn't say this, but I said, you're needy, and you want my attention a lot, you blurt out, and you need help all the time. I'm going to pull you forward close to me so that this doesn't happen, everyone doesn't get annoyed by you, and you make friends. I didn't say it like that, but that was kind of the gist of what I was telling him. He's like, okay. And it works so much better. Everyone was able to pay attention. He needed the help that he needed, and if I was a long-term sub, I'd have to get through to him how to be independent. But that's another problem for another day. Not today. Let's see. Anything else that has happened? Ooh. I was really just implementing all that this teacher wanted into the class. Making it a little fun and trying to teach them some things and connecting what we did on Monday to different days on the week. We're learning about Minoans and Mycenaeans and ancient Greek and war tribes and collapses and philosophy and drama and death. So I learned a lot. I don't know if they learned a lot. I found it very helpful to have always something that they could work on that was busy work. And I told them that it was for extra credit, but you shouldn't do that as a sub, really, because you have grading that you're forcing the teacher you're subbing for to do. But I had them just work on a crossword puzzle with all of the definitions or important words. And I said, it's 1 point. Turn it in by the end of the week or by Friday. If not, I guess you just have it for fun. And only a couple did that, but it was able to allow them... actually the opposite. It did not allow them to say, I don't have anything to work on. Well, yes you do. Yes you do. I have a crossword puzzle right here for you. Boom! I handed it out Tuesday because Monday they were like, we're done with our stuff, I don't know what to do. Do that. And it was a hard puzzle. I don't know where this teacher found this puzzle, but I did not make a key for it until Thursday. And it took me, when I had free time, and my lunch, and my planning period, and maybe part of Friday, to get a key. I could have looked at a kid's who was done, but I wanted... I used to have a book of crossword puzzles like this thick, and I had like 300 pages front and back of crossword puzzles. And I just needed to finish it. It had to be done my way. Finished, my hands. I could have done it. I worked harder and not smarter, but it was fun in the end. That's all that matters. Anything else? Oh! Yeah. Even though you're a sub, you've got to prepare for your lessons. I mean, get there early, get there on time, figure out what you're learning, and then manipulate it in a way that's allowing them to learn better, to, what's that called? Retain. When you're able to retain things better because you're making it interesting and fun. Handing them a piece of paper like this and going, hey, do that, that's what our teacher wants, is not learning. It's not a good way to learn. Of course someone can learn that's what adults do. Just here's a paper, read it, you're trained. You now know all the pathogens of blood, don't touch it. You probably watched the video or someone read it or something like that. That's how we're taught, but I think we know there's a lot more interesting ways and more better ways to retain and to find it interesting for the kids. Let's see, anything that I did that was pretty interesting as I toot my own horn here because I'm so great at what I do. It's not true. Man, being sick makes your brain not work. It's not like I'm infected with some kind of zombie virus. But so they worked on this atlas, right? I had a key for it, and I could have just said, here, take this paper, go in your book, go through the assignment, work on it. But instead, I went through the first page with them. And later, with other class periods, I went through the hardest page with them. Instead of giving, in math, when you work on the problems together in class, and then they give you the assignment, the assignment on the book, and then you have to write down the question and figure out the answer, and you're like, this is so much harder than what we did in together. This is so much harder. I tried to make that opposite and make it so the atlas, because the atlas part was the hardest part. The actual material, the content, not hard. But finding it in the atlas, telling you the pages, and then giving you like clues, and then you have to kind of infer, that was hard for 7th graders. And for me, I was like, what is it talking about? So I went through the hardest page first, and then the rest of it, I could have allowed them to do together, but I decided not to, by themselves. They did the other 2 pages by themselves, and then the last 5 minutes, I allowed them to work with partners to cross-check answers, get other answers, where did they find them, and then turn it in. That 3-step process could have been one singular different step that was finish this. And that's not good. That's not good. So I manipulated the lesson plans so that they can retain, learn, and stuff. Did I plan it? No. Did I find it very interesting? No. But that's okay because I'm a sub, so they have to bring their bar low. I'll be soon starting the long-term sub, eventually, but that'll be a new saga, a new season coming up. Very short season, since I pretty much have this week. I'm going to Virginia to help some people on the weekend, so no video on Friday, but long-term sub videos. Here we come, baby. Ooh. 14 minutes. 15 minutes. Good enough. Here we go.